Have you ever tried to change a particular area of your life? Could be your dating and your relationship life, your fitness, your health, your finances. But for some reason you weren't able to make the change happen or to make it stick. Today we're going to speak about the formula of change. And you will learn what you need to do in order to find the right girlfriend and life partner and to make change happen in your life. This is the formula that contains all the steps that are for change as well as against change. If you watch this video all the way till the end and you implement these steps, you will be able to establish long-term and lasting change in all areas of your life. Sounds like a big promise. Let's crack right into things. So, what are the components of change? Well, the first one, in order to make change happen in any area of your life, and obviously we're going to be using the example of dating and relationships because this is what it's about, you need a degree of dissatisfaction. You will never be able to make any kind of change happen in your life if you're 100% content with the way things are. So having a degree of dissatisfaction could mean you close your laptop after a long day of working from home to look around in the living room or your house to find it completely empty. It could mean you see all your friends who have children, who are already married, but you're still single. It could mean going on dates and women lose interest in you. It could mean not getting matches. It could mean only dating the wrong kind of women and wasting time. That degree of dissatisfaction manifests in many different ways. Now, the higher the degree of dissatisfaction, the higher your willingness to change. And the interesting point is, if we tweak these three components up here, we can increase your motivation for change. I'm going to get back to that in a few minutes. The second component is a positive vision. Now, a lot of people are dissatisfied with their dating and their relationship life. I'm only dating the wrong kind of women. I'm not getting enough dates. I want to find a life partner that I can build a family with, but I just don't know what to do. Well, the degree of dissatisfaction is good because it gets you going. But if you have no idea what life could be like if you had that person in your life or how amazing it can actually be, you're also not going to make change happen. You have to know, one, that it's even possible for you to make that change happen. You have to understand that dating is a learnable skill set. If you're a man with a successful career or business, you're going to be able to figure this out as well. Dating is the learnable process, the systems and processes in place that you can learn. It's learnable. I used to think there's something wrong with me inherently. I had all these unconscious beliefs that led to me marrying the wrong kind of woman and suffering for years. I don't want that to happen to you. Or maybe it has already. I don't want that to keep happening to you. So you need to be able to imagine how amazing it's going to be to watch Netflix and chill with an actual woman instead of just by yourself, because you're probably getting the Netflix, but not a lot of chill these days, huh? You've got to be able to imagine what it's like having children with the right person, coming home after working and she's excited to be with you. There's none of these unnecessary, petty little arguments that chip away at your life quality ever so slightly, but instead you feel the emotions, you feel love, you have amazing intimacy, she's physically attractive, she likes you, you have the same goals, she's intelligent, you can have great conversations and share special moments. You can imagine what that's like. The more you can see a positive vision, the higher the probability that change is going to occur. Last one, that's also not enough. So having a degree of dissatisfaction, great. Having, even if it's painful, pain is a great motivator. Having a pleasurable vision, a positive vision to move towards, essential, but not enough. You also have to have the knowledge of concrete next steps. You can be dissatisfied, you can be very well aware of where you want to go, but, and here's the definition of depression by Tony Robbins. Obviously, there's many factors that can lead to depression, but when we feel depressed or down or frustrated or a degree of resignation, oftentimes it comes from us looking at the way things are and the way things are supposed to be. We see the gap and we feel unable to bridge the gap. I'm dissatisfied, I'm single, I'm not with the right woman, and I just don't know what to do. Can be extraordinarily dissatisfying. That's why you need to know the concrete next steps. In your fitness, the same thing. if you have the wrong strategies, if you're not counting calories, good luck. If you are consuming 2 extra bars of chocolate a day the way I was, you're going to gain 12 kilos over lockdown. Doesn't have too big an impact on women. Women are still going to find you attractive if you know how to communicate authentically and effectively. I guarantee you that. But if you're using the wrong strategies, or like I have friends, they're skinny. They say, "Oh, I just can't make any progress in the gym because I have terrible genetics." Genetics play a huge role, but a close friend of mine, he's actually a fitness instructor in Germany, and he also has terrible genetics. But if you consume enough protein, you know exactly how much protein you have to consume. You give your muscle the sufficient stimulation, you're going to be able to grow muscle. Maybe slower so than other people with better genetics, but you're going to be able to get fantastic results. You're not going to get to a point where you can't grow anymore because you have terrible genetics. You need to eat right, and you need to make the right progress and do the right exercises in the gym. So you need to know the knowledge of the concrete next steps. In dating and relationship, what's that? You got to learn online dating, okay? Got to set up an effective profile. Learn how to text. Learn how to communicate effectively on a date. Resolve your confidence and emotional issues, because if you're on the date and you're not able to express yourself freely and authentically, she'll never be able to get excited about you. If you're not excited about yourself and she doesn't sense you're excited about yourself, not in a cocky way, but in a joyful, almost childishly playful way, if you can't feel that excitement, how the hell is she supposed to get excited about you? So you got to resolve your confidence issues. You got to learn attraction building strategies. That's why I have a coaching program that I've been teaching to men from 19 different countries. So we've helped men from 19 different countries find the right girlfriend and life partner and get a better dating life. Apply for a first free call with the link underneath this video, and we can create an individualized plan for your situation. So, dissatisfaction, positive vision, and a concrete knowledge of the next steps. Now, these are the factors that increase the probability that change is going to occur. Now, Fernanda made one little mistake. That's not a problem. I still love her. I still love her. She gave this a plus sign. But a plus would indicate that even if one of the factors is missing, change could still occur, but it's actually more a multiplication, because if any one of those factors is missing, you're not going to be able to have any change. If there's 0 dissatisfaction, no change is going to occur. If there's 0 positive vision, no change is going to occur. If you have both of those, but you have no idea what to do, you don't have a plan, 0 lasting change is going to occur. You need every single one of those factors for change to occur. Now, all well and good. So now we know, okay, these are the factors. If we increase every one of those, if we increase dissatisfaction, positive vision, knowledge of next steps, that should increase the probability that change is going to occur, right? Well, to a certain extent, increasing dissatisfaction, that's something that I've learned from Gunther Schmidt, one of the leading psychologists in Germany. If you increase dissatisfaction emotionally, internally, mentally, that increases your willingness for change, but not necessarily your feeling of competence. And that's a really important part. You have to not just be willing to change, but you also have to feel competent. So increasing dissatisfaction, feeling really shit about the way things are, that you're still single, that you still haven't been able to figure it out in the 30, 40, 50 years that you're alive, you're lying to yourself, you realize you're only dating the wrong kind of women, you are having a lot of Netflix and chill by yourself at night, right? Increasing that caps at a certain point, because if you increase it more than a certain breaking point, you're going to feel disabled. You're going to feel, have you ever felt so shit, so bad about something that you weren't able to change? Yeah. So dissatisfaction, we can only increase that to an extent. Increasing it a little bit by understanding what's going to happen if you don't change in the next 5 to 10 years, picturing how bad things are going to be in your dating and your relationship life if you don't fix this, is a good strategy. But moving it beyond a certain point is just going to make you feel terrible. And if you feel terrible, you don't feel competent. And in order to be able to communicate well with women, particularly in the area of dating and relationships, to communicate well with them, to make change happen in this area, you need to feel competent. So we focus on these two, right? Increasing this one, we'll leave that here. Positive vision and knowledge of concrete next steps. One more side note. Gunther Schmidt, by the way, he says, it can be incredibly disrespectful to people to assume, oh, you just don't have enough dissatisfaction. You don't have enough pain. The reason you're not changing is because you're not dissatisfied enough with your current situation. We hear a lot of motivational speakers talk about that. And that's oftentimes utter nonsense. You may very well be dissatisfied with the way things currently are in your dating and your relationship life, but you feel unable to change. You feel you don't know the positive vision, you don't know the concrete next steps, and this factor is also playing a role. So we want to focus on positive vision. Increase your positive vision. Increase your belief. Just know it's possible. People from 19 different countries have done it, probably more, even just in my coaching program, right? Understand the systems, get the knowledge, figure it out yourself over the next 5 to 10 years, come into the coaching program, do whatever it takes, right? Don't try to increase this one so much, focus on the latter two. Okay, now, you can have all of those and still change might not occur. Why? Well, because it's like a mathematical equation. All these factors are for change. This one is against change. And we have the anticipated cost of change. The anticipated cost of change, if this one is higher, then this change is not going to occur. Simple as. Now, the most important thing is here. Anticipated cost of change, not real cost of change. The reason people don't go to the gym, oftentimes, one of the reasons is, if you're overweight, I don't want people to laugh at me. They associate the image or the sound or the feeling they have in their mind, their internal representation of what going to the gym would be like is painful, uncomfortable. They see other people laughing. I had this in a group coaching call last week, and I was speaking to one of the guys, and I asked him, so tell me because we work a lot with internal representation. I was like, okay, tell me what you think about, what image or sound or feeling comes to your mind when you think of approaching women. And he says, well, when it comes to talking to people, what's the image? And I was like, yeah, there's some image, and I didn't even get a concrete answer. I had to ask him, no, you don't even realize it. But when you tell me, oh yeah, I don't feel comfortable at the thought of talking to women or socializing in general, you actually have an image in your mind, or a sound, or a feeling. But oftentimes there is an image. There's a few percentage of people who can't see images at all, who can't visualize things at all, I know. But most of us have some image, or some sound, or some feeling. All of us have either an image, a sound, or a feeling, but most of us have an image of that in our mind. And he goes, well, he closed his eyes and he was actually thinking about it, and he realized, well, I see people laughing at me. I see women laughing at me, but in a nasty kind of way. That was his image. Now, there's many, many different ways of changing the feeling we associate to socializing, but even just by changing the image to, okay, what would it be like if they laughed? They're still laughing, but because you cracked a joke, you feel amazing. Everyone's like, wow, such a cool dude. You can see the girl's looking at you, they're excited. The girl touches you, you're so silly, ha ha ha. And she slaps your shoulder. What does that feel like? And you're like, oh wow, feels good. So on a scale of 1 to 10, how nervous are you now? Oh, much less. Aha. So, and there's many, many, many more processes that I teach in the coaching program. But simply by changing the association to the activity, you can change your emotional reality. So, the anticipated cost of change. What is the anticipated cost of change for you? What do you expect it's going to cost you to finally make a change in your dating and your relationship life? Is it that, I don't know, you'll have to invest some time? Yeah, you'll have to invest some time. Can you invest 5 to 10 hours per week? If you can invest 5 to 10 hours per week over the course of a week or the weekend, you're going to be able to find somebody within a matter of months. Okay, be it 1 month, 2 months, maybe 6, 7, 8, or 9. But you will find someone if you can invest 5 to 10 hours per week. What is it? Is it maybe the fact that you'll have to face your own anxieties? Or have to go and speak to women and this anxiety and I don't know how to speak with that? Book a coach. Get somebody to help you. Get a friend. Go out with a friend. There's a million different strategies. What is the cost you associated to changing this area of your life? You might have to, if you're a bit of an... Look, a lot of my guys, and I call them all guys, they're all 30, 40, 50 years old. A lot of my clients, they are introverted, right? 70-80% of them are introverted, I would say. And it takes a lot of courage for them to push beyond the point of comfort, to go out there and start socializing. Yeah, you got to make a decision, right? I have all the processes and all the strategies on how to make it more enjoyable that exists, but you got to make the decision that you're not going to let the anticipated cost hold you back. Because what is it really, right? What's really going to happen if you decide to change this area in your life? Yes, you will have to go on online dating apps. Yes, some women will reject you. If you can't tolerate that, you might as well crawl back into the hole you came from. And I know you don't come from a hole. I know you're probably living a pretty good life. You're pretty successful at this stage of your life, be it in your career or your business. But the emotional hole is really what I'm referring to. Women will reject you. Some people may think that you're a little weird for working on that. Some people will think you're amazing. By the way, with this whole dating thing, everybody is proud to have a fitness coach. Nobody's ashamed of having a fitness coach. But having a dating coach? Oh, I wouldn't want to tell people about that now, would I? Because it means I can't get my willy wet, in the words of Dan Pena, right? What does it say about me and my manliness if I can't even figure this dating thing out by myself? There's a whole lot of shame associated to having a dating coach. I'd encourage you to drop that, because you'll never be able to not be judged by people. People will judge you for changing this area in your life, for approaching women in real life, or even just using online dating apps, because you don't have to do the approaches, you can just do online. But the best thing is a combination of both. People will judge you no matter what, but some people will judge you for taking constructive action in your life and for changing your health, your finances, for maybe starting your own business, for going to have your own business to working as a VP of operations in some company. You know, some people will judge you for the constructive actions you take because it makes them feel insecure about who they are currently and what they're doing and the lack of success in their lives. And other people, like myself and highly achieving individuals and the friends that are in successful relationships that you have, they will judge you for not taking constructive action. You can never not be judged. The only choice you have is who you want to be judged by. Do we want to be judged by the losers or by the winners? And I know that saying losers and winners is quite black and white, and life isn't so black and white, and that there's amazingly beautiful people who I'd be now categorizing as losers. But in general, there's people who want to make things happen, who are in personal development, who want to grow, who want to find the right girlfriend and life partner, who are open to learning, and who are okay with pushing themselves and having somebody push them. And it's okay for them to put their ego aside and to admit that they're not good at something, right? And then there's people who don't do that and who will judge you for it. So that's your choice. So understand the anticipated cost of change. Know that it's just anticipated and that the real cost of not changing it is much higher. What's going to happen 5 or 10 years down the line if you don't sort this out? Maybe you're still going to be alone. Or, most likely, you're going to be in a relationship with the wrong person. In a toxic relationship that's going to destroy your self-esteem. Maybe you're going to want to kill yourself. Maybe you're going to suffer emotionally. Maybe you're going to stop seeing your friends. You're going to stop focusing on all the good activities, the good habits you had before, and you're going to just see her, and she's going to have there's a lot of toxic dynamics that can occur in a relationship if there is no compatibility or if the other person is actually toxic. So, in order for change, let's color this green, to occur, there needs to be dissatisfaction, a positive vision, the knowledge of the concrete steps. And all that has to be greater than the anticipated cost of change. The good thing about it is it's not the actual cost of change. Yeah, if you want to join a coaching program, that is some financial investment, but that's not really what we're talking about here. Because, I mean, what's more important to you? A little bit of money? Well, or for some people it's a lot of money, but time, right? Money you're going to make back. You're an intelligent man. You're going to find plenty of ways to make more money. But the next year, 2, 3, 5, or 10, those you're not going to get back. You're getting older. The time is ticking. So take action on that and apply for a first free coaching call with the link underneath this video. And I'd be happy to create a plan for you and help you figure out how this applies to your individual situation. And even if you don't do it with me, that's fine. This video is for you. Join the coaching program or don't. The first call is completely free, by the way, so you can evaluate it then whether it makes sense for you or not. So we can talk about it in detail. But please apply this to your life. You can independently increase your dissatisfaction to a point, then understand how amazing life can be when you're with the right person. Know it's fucking possible for you. If you have a somewhat successful career or a business, you're going to be able to achieve this as well. Get the knowledge. Figure it out yourself. Pay somebody. Do whatever it takes. Tony Robbins says, if you're not happy in your intimate relationship, either because you don't have somebody or if you're with the wrong person, You are not happy in your life. I have a friend of mine. He's a fitness guy. He's a vegan. Right? I'm not a vegan, but he's also a medical student. He's a doctor. He was a medical student. He's now a doctor. And he says, and he's all into fitness, his number one value is fitness. But even he says, science says, the number one predictor for happiness is relationships. And that includes high quality male friendships. Take action on this, change your life, and yeah, I'll see you on the other side.